everyone, and welcome to the I Am Love Builders show. We're your hosts, Casper and Cheryl Stockham. I'm sorry, I was running. I'm a little out of breath. We are your hosts, Casper and Cheryl Stockham, and we welcome you to the I Am Love Builders show. We give a great big shout out to our broadcast partners. Thank you so much for tuning in and being with us today. I Am Love Builders is a show that's dedicated to all things dealing with relationships and communication. It doesn't matter whether you're married or single. We do believe that you will find something in the show, on the show, that we discuss and talk about that will help your relationship, your marriage to thrive and to prosper. Because we want you to be MVPs. That's the most valuable partner in your marriage or relationship. Because here at I Am Love Builders, we thoroughly believe that if you are not having fun, you're not doing it right.
No doubt about that. Hey, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. So we, a couple months ago, we actually were in Texas for the premiere, the second annual Zanti Awards. And we won in our category.
Yes, sir.
And there were probably 15 or other shows that were up for that same award. So we were fortunate to win our first season for Winning with Love. And Zanti Award is kind of like the People's Choice Award. Mm-hmm. It's very similar to where people vote, the audience votes for their favorite show.
Right.
So we won that. We also are closing out our casting call for Season 2 of Winning with Love and Season 1 of Winning the Single Game. We have one spot left for a couple to join us in Texas. So if you are interested in coming on TV, getting your product or service on TV, you definitely need to reach out to us immediately because we still have one spot left for a couple and we have 2 spots left for singles. So if you're a single, you have a book, a course, any
product,
service, any kind of a business, it really is a good fit, and we can get you a lot of great exposure for whatever you're doing.
That's right.
So, we got a couple of spots left, so don't hesitate. If you think you may want to, let's have a conversation.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it because it could be a very good thing for you to do. Obviously, you'd have to come to the studios in Dallas, Texas, later, let's see, it's the 29th and 30th of September for couples, and it's the
1st of October,
for singles.
Those are the dates that we will be taping the show. Yeah. And we tape all the season, the whole episodes. Let me say this right. We tape all of the episodes, which equals to one season at one time.
Yeah. So in 3 days, we'll have both of those shows taped with 6 different episodes.
Yes.
Per show, so all in 3 days.
Right.
Yeah. So change your clothes. All right. We also have a lot of media services we provide with Zandra TV and I Am Love Builders. We can do TV ads, video business directories, movie production, podcast promotions, micro networks, pay-per-view platforms. We got a lot of media services we provide through Zandra TV and through the networks. So,
and if you're interested in what all of that or any of that means, please reach out to us so we can be more detailed and see if it's a fit for you.
Absolutely. We also have several books, and some of these will be available here in the next week or so. We're still putting the finishing touches on some editing for Mastering Eve, which is a book that Cheryl wrote, and Mastering Adam and Eve, which is a book we both wrote. Plus, we have Divorce Proofing Your Marriage. It's up on Amazon right now. It hit the high new release list on Amazon. Then I wrote Mastering Adam last year, and Cheryl wrote Mastering Eve. So we have one final edit we have to do on Mastering Eve, and it'll be available here in a couple of weeks. Right. And then in the process of writing Mastering Eve, you said, I want some quotes to put in the book. And I said, oh, okay. And you sent me some quotes, but they were not really Christian quotes. They were just quotes in general. So I found some really good Christian quotes, and then I was looking at it and I said, man, these actually are standalone. I mean, these quotes are stand by themselves. Mm-hmm. So we put those in Mastering Adam and Eve. It's a really short book. It's like 68 pages, but it has all these quotes and it has some reflective questions.
Yes.
It has some scripture attached to it. So it's really a neat little book to get started.
It could be used as a
A
devotional,
devotional, yeah.
a self-reflective type book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good book. We also have a free Facebook group called Most Valuable Partner Network. So we have couples and singles join that Facebook group. There's several hundred folks right now. And we put some of our video shorts on there and links to different discounts and different things going on, like our ebook, for example. So a lot of great information is in that group.
Mm-hmm.
And we interact with folks all the time on there. They ask us questions, we answer their questions and stuff. It's a really good free group to join if you're a couple or even a single and you want to have a very healthy, happy relationship.
Man.
Right? And we have an app, a free app, and our app is going through a metamorphosis.
Yes.
As we speak.
It's being metamorphosized and upgraded.
It's being upgraded, yeah. So but it's still available right now. You can download it from our website, IAMLoveBuilders.com. You can download the app, but it's going to be getting a facelift. So as we change it over, you'll just be brought over to
the new system.
Yeah, but it's a great app, and in that app you get all kinds of discounts on all of our books. You get ebooks, you get a love assessment, you get quizzes,
some tips, also some keys to help you in your relationship.
Yep, and you also get access to our TV show from the app. Yep, you can watch the show from the app.
It's a good app.
It's a good app.
I would download that if I were you.
I would definitely download it. And our sponsors are Texas All-Stars. These guys have perfected the crypto mining business. And crypto is one of those things where some people are just leaning into it and other folks are running away from it. Right? They don't know what to make of it, right? Because it's not new, but it's new enough for the average person. So these guys have perfected this crypto mining space. So I got a mine and started mining crypto. And it's not a physical mine in my home. It's actually all managed in Texas. It's a digital connection. But started mining it and it started becoming very profitable. And then Cheryl said, I need a miner. Right?
Yeah.
You got a miner?
I got my own miner
You got
now.
your own miner now. So it's a really good program. You definitely want to check it out. It's very, it's just beneficial and long-term residual type income for your family.
Good investment.
Good investment. Yep. All right. So we're fortunate to have some folks joining us today, all the way
from Australia.
And they're in the future.
It's already Monday morning there.
But we're going to bring them on here. We'll take a quick break. We're going to bring them on, and we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. And they're into a bunch of stuff, so we'll definitely get a chance to dive into all of that when we come back. You're watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We'll be right back. Just a moment.
Well, which is my camera?
Right there, all the way down.
Oh, okay, I can talk to him. After all, he's my camera. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We are here with our wonderful guests.
God has been very graceful. Going back to what you stated, it's that work back.
Yeah.
So we weren't arguing with one another, but maybe we needed to be.
Right.
Maybe we needed to be getting uncomfortable.
I'd only been saved 11 months. He's been saved since he was 19.
But at the end of the day, I believe in marriage, and I think that it's really important.
You have been watching Winning with Love with Casper and Cheryl Stockham. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and we are so fortunate to have these guys in studio with us. Let me pull them up. We have Doug and Terriane. How do you pronounce your Oh,
Peacock.
Peacock. That's easy. Okay. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
We're fantastic this morning.
Happy Monday morning to you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good way to start. What a great way to start our week.
Right?
Yay.
Awesome. So you guys are obviously new to our show, so please introduce yourselves and tell our audience a little bit about who you guys are.
Okay. Well, I'm Terriane. We're actually Kiwis, so we're actually from New Zealand, but we've both been in Australia for over, I'm coming on 28 years, and I think you're in the 50 years. Well, there you go. So Australia's kind of like our second home away from home. So the heart is always back in New Zealand, but so we're in Australia. So, but we have probably been, since we've been together, working in, if not the same business, very complementary businesses where we kind of come together and then do our own thing, then come together again and do our own thing again. So we work with very similar audiences. I probably work with more of your high performance, more mindset type entrepreneurs. So I like to say spiritual entrepreneurs, conscious creators, people building businesses from their soul rather than, or they're looking, should I say, to build something from their soul rather than just the hustle and bustle of ordinary life. I was an amateur athlete, so I bring a lot of my sporting accomplishments and achievements and the practice, the strategies and tactics that I used in sport into business and life to be successful. So
Yeah, and me, I'm just a spiritual coach and healer. Back in 1996, I had a awakening experience where I collapsed on a building site and can just see. And now I help people, and I've traveled all over the world, spent a lot of time in America, and helping people heal themselves through different, realizing who they are. And so that's basically where mine comes from. And I'm very lucky that Terriane, she sort of keeps me going straight, because when I first met Terriane, I would meditate for 6 hours a day. I would just go into bliss.
Wow.
And I would just sit there, and she says, well, if we're going to get married, you're not going to do that.
Well, take us back to the beginning. So how did you guys meet and stuff? How did that all happen?
So which version do you want? My version or his version? Because I
figure out which one.
So Doug, well, interesting. I came from Sydney and moved up to Brisbane. Doug had actually moved across from Perth to Brisbane 3 months before I moved here. So clearly we didn't know each other, but we didn't know anybody. So both of us had come to Brisbane not knowing anybody in the city. Right. And we were actually at I'll tell you my vision. So I just started the personal development self-help journey, and I was at an NLP training, 7-day training course. And there was a guy, and so you know how like the Tony Robbins type events and stuff where you go and do the event and then you come back and crew it, so you get that second learning and stuff. So Doug was the guy. I said, the bald guy with the pink shirt, he's the most helpful. So whenever our group needed some help, I said, go and get the bald guy with the pink shirt. He's really helpful when we're stuck on things. So we kind of got to know each other through this seminar. And then the second level was the mastery level. And we were both students on the mastery level. And there was actually another woman there who, I don't know how this happened, but the three of us decided to put a business together. And so we decided, well, he was the woo-woo spiritual coach. I was the performance, straight down the line mindset coach. We actually didn't know what the third person was, so she didn't last very long in the business. So she kind of that kind of separated. So that's kind of how it started. And Doug was a single dad to his two daughters at the time. Okay. They were 12. 9 and 11, around 9 and 11, 12, and like the eldest one was just moving into that stage where she needed bras and things like that. So he was reaching out going, would you mind taking my daughter shopping? And for me, I was like, of course. So we just started hanging out. So I was kind of like helping him with the girls. We'd go to the movies. We didn't know anyone else, and we became really good friends.
Yeah.
Really, really good friends.
Yeah.
So, and then you can tell.
And then,
Next piece of this.
so I went to this, like Terriane said about the course, I went down to one of the courses that we were supposed to do. At the time, we were living in Brisbane, and the course was in Gold Coast, about an hour away. So I jumped on my Harley and rode down there. And as I'm riding to the course, I'm thinking, I really like Terriane, this could work, but I didn't know how to approach it. And, being good friends, I don't want to ruin it by, wanting to become romantic. And so anyway, I'm zooming along and I'm asking, like I'd meditated all morning on it, got on the bike and I'm riding along. And as I'm riding along the road, this bus just pulls straight across in front of me. I hit the brakes and I smacked my head on the road. And, and my leg took a bit of a twang. Lucky I was only going slow. But I knew that was God telling me, hey, do something about it. And I would just sort of like wake up. And so I rang Terriane and I said, hey, I come off my bike, I'm okay, but I need a healing on my knee because I've twisted my knee.
Yeah.
And so we went through the day, and then we get I go through the day, go home, and go around to her place and says, my knee's a bit sore, swollen, and then she starts putting her hands on it. Mm-hmm. And then I says, well, I've got something to say. And she goes, okay, so what is it? And says, well...
hang on, can I just say, so he sits on the couch and he says, I've got something to share with you. This is mine. It's what you do with it is up to you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And so I said, I'm in love with you and want to go out. And her response was,
what am I meant to do with that? Okay, so let's back up just a little bit on that. So I was oblivious. I've never been great on picking up on those signals. I was oblivious to that. But just before that had happened, The Secret came out. So with Rhonda Byrne and I was 35 at the time, and I'd just prior to that, I'd kind of figured out that, well, maybe I'm not meant to be in a relationship. I'd been on my first, let's say, the dating online. I'd gone on 2 or 3 dates on, through the apps or whatever it was, and they were just disastrous, like just tragic, disastrous. And the third one, I just went, you know what? I think I'm just going to be a career woman. I'm done. That's me. I'm okay with that. I'm going to be a career woman. And then The Secret.
That thought. This is getting good. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. You are watching I Love Build the Show with Casper and Cheryl and our special MVP guest in studio, Terriane and Doug, from all the way from down under in Australia. We'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome to I Am Love Builder's MVP premiere. Your marriage or relationship deserves the best. You deserve MVP premiere. Introducing our exclusive 5-day one-on-one intensive immersion training. A life-changing experience for only 8 couples per year. From door-to-door charter travel to your choice of 4 exclusive locations. Gourmet dining, romantic outings, and VIP local transportation will be part of everything. And the best part is, you gain lifetime access support via phone, text, or video chat. Your relationship reimagined. Reinvented, renewed, MVP premiere, because you both deserve nothing less. Apply today. Spots are filling fast. All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builders show, Casper and Cheryl, and we were just talking to our MVP guests about how they met, and Doug had to get into an accident in order to get up the courage to and he loved it.
I think he wanted some sympathy.
Yeah, yeah. That's what it seemed like to me. So Terriane, you were saying something.
Carry on.
The Secret had just came up, and so I thought, okay, they said I can have anything I want, so I'm going to give it one more shot. So I followed the instructions from The Secret, and I wrote my list down on everything I wanted, on all the things that I wanted in my partner, and I stuck it up in the shower, I stuck it on the fridge, I stuck it on my office, so I had it everywhere, so I'm visualizing it, and I'm seeing it, and, and so then Buggerlugs here sits on my couch and says, well, I'm in love with you. And of course, on that list was I wanted someone who was single, never been married, didn't have kids, and had all these things. And I went, well, hang on a minute. He doesn't tick those things. And what I've actually done when I did one list. And interesting, when I went back and had a look at it, it was all character traits. And then I'd gone back a second time and done the second list and had never been married, no kids, 6'3", green eyes, in shape.
Round as a shape.
His comment to me, and so we went through it, and I'm going, and in shape. And I went, hang on a minute, you haven't got this. Well, he's got green eyes. He used to have blonde hair. He's not quite 6'3". And I went, well, what about this one? His standing joke is, yeah, but round as a shape.
Yeah.
Round as a shape. And what happened is when he said that to me, because I hadn't considered it, I actually hadn't considered from a romantic perspective. I said, I need to sit on that. So it was a shock when he said that to me, because I'm kind of like, well, hang on a minute. So what I did, I went back to my list, and my original list, the first one that I'd created, he ticked every box. Every single one of the character traits that was on that list was him. So we actually sat down and had a chat about it. And I will say this, I kind of thought I wanted to get married and have a kid, and I thought he did not want to do that at all. So I kind of thought, well, that's my out. If this isn't meant to be, that's my out, because that's not negotiable for me. And so we actually sat down and had a chat, and we talked about it and said, well, I'm really enjoying our friendship. I'm not sure. I said, one or two things is going to happen. This is either going to be work for the long term, and we're going to be together forever, or we're going to blow apart in 3 months and we're not going to have a friendship. And I don't know whether I want to lose our friendship. Yeah, I want to do that. And then I said, and I want to get married and have a child. And, you've been very clear. He turns around and says to me, he goes, no, I can do that. I can do that, but only one. So I said, I had one. So I had to then think about, okay, well, do I want to take that? And am I okay if we're making this agreement that we're only going to have one child? He said, there's no way I can do more than one. So for me, I had to really look and go, okay, am I okay with that? So we clearly agreed upon it and honestly, I think it was 11 months later, we were married, and then the year later, I was pregnant, and we had our first child. So it happened pretty fast. But it was kind of like, I think because we were I was in my late 30s, Doug was in his 40s by then. We kind of just, it's either going to work or it's not, so let's just do it. There's no mucking around. So we just went for it.
That's awesome. The story almost sounds a little bit like ours, because we were in our early 40s. And we kind of felt the same way. We're not teenagers. We don't have time to play games. Right. We know what we want. We've had enough trial and error. We know what we want and what we're looking for. And it's more like, okay, are you ready? Are you willing? It's like, okay, you ready? You willing? It's like, okay, let's do this. Although when you first asked me, I was surprised like you were. And I was a little stunned because he asked me on our third date. This was only our third date when he asked me to marry him. And
he really knew.
Yeah.
Yes. And so then a week later, I actually gave him an answer.
I think it was 2 weeks later.
It was
Made you sweat.
He's trying to stretch it out.
See if you're really serious. Yeah.
So end result is that, in next month, we'll be celebrating our 23rd wedding anniversary.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Well, you're 5 years ahead of us. In October, we'll be on our 18th. So.
All right. Right.
Yeah. 5 years married.
Now, you guys mentioned that there were some children involved. So did you guys have a blended family
conversation, how that's going to work?
Yeah. Kinda. It was interesting, especially my daughters as they were going into teenagehood. They were themselves, and let's just say they were very testing at times to Terriane because she was the stepmom, so to speak, and their mother. My first wife, lovely lady, but she's got her way of doing things, and we sort of didn't quite see the same away. So the girls actually bounced a wee bit from being with us, and I had to put a rule down to my oldest daughter, especially because she'd want to be with me or stay with us for, say, a couple of months, and then want to go and be with her mum. And then she was like playing us off against each other.
Right.
And so I basically said to her, okay, if you're going to go be your mum, you've got to be with your mum for a year.
Yeah.
Because you got to do your school year. Because her mum lived like 2-hour air flight away. And I said, you've got to go. You can't be bouncing back and forward. And it's, so we did that. But they both lived with us for the first couple of years, and then Sasha the older one, went to live with her mum for a year because she was like very angry because I separated when the girls were very young. My youngest daughter was 18 months, and the older one was 3.5. And that's when the spiritual awakening happened for me. And the mother took them away, and she was doing whatever she was doing. Then she decided she wanted to go on her spiritual journey, and I became the single dad. So I had them from about 7 or 8 up until met Terriane, and then 14. They tended to start moving. So I was a single dad quite a while on my own with the girls, and then Terriane came in great, but they were little rascals. The younger one, like she would get some of Terriane's clothes and cut them up with scissors and things like that. And you're going, what's going on? And and it was just, and she would hide things. And she was just a little rebel. Okay, and she was just hanging out. That's what kids do. And Terriane, I thought, and she was so patient. But the funny thing about it is that daughter that did that, she is now in a relationship with a guy, and she's going to be the stepmom.
They say turn around is fair play.
Yeah.
So I sort of laugh at that. But your side of it. I mean,
all right. Sorry to interrupt you guys. We got to take another quick break, and so I was listening to you, wasn't even paying attention to the time. So we're going to take another quick break here. You are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. We'll take another quick break. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl. We have our special MVP guest in studio. And, dealing with blended families is it's challenging for sure. Cheryl and I first got married. It was just us two, and it was awesome. And then it changed.
You started having all of a sudden, first Casper's daughter, Faith, who has Down syndrome, she came to live with us. They called us one day and said, hey, here's the situation here. You want your daughter? Casper said, well, of course I do. And so they sent her to us. She was in Pennsylvania. We were in Colorado. And at the time, it was challenging because Casper and I had just gotten laid off our jobs.
Yeah.
And so she came to live with us. And then we each started working. But then now we have a child who can't be by herself. And we hadn't got any of the services for her yet. Yeah. So that was challenging. So Casper called his older sister and said, hey, can you come help us out? Mm-hmm. And so she came. And then my nephew came. And then his nephew came. We went from 2 people to a house full of people. Everybody with different personalities, different ways of doing things, and it was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it was a challenge. It was a challenge.
Interesting, yeah, interesting and a challenge. I think I think the thing for us, I think it was just I came from very different standards on how to do things and a lot more boundaries than what they were used to, and so that was because I look at it and go, well, here was Doug bringing up these two daughters who was working a lot of hours and things like that, and so they just rolled with it, and the girls just they kind of did their own thing. And of course, here I came in and said, no, I like a tidy house. I like this. I like that. I'm very structured.
Right.
And so we had those clashes. I mean, I even had the clashes with him, in terms of, I remember, I think in our first shared house that we moved into together, I made him go and sit on the naughty mat at one stage outside and said, you're out, you're on the naughty mat. And I think that was just us finding that way. But I think the girls did find that a little bit challenging, and I think that was our challenge at the beginning. But we found our way. So
yeah.
And then I think but the girls had moved on by the time we had Jermaine, and we probably only did 2 years where we had Jermaine, our son, and one of the daughters still living with us. The other one had already gone. So we pretty much spent the most of our time just the three of us. The girls had kind of gone with their mum and that. So
and and the girls, they tend to go and hang with their mum. Their mum's, like we were saying, she's a free spirit. She'll flutter here and flutter there, and she's very protective of the younger one, the daughter. So they're like stuck together, and so I don't, we don't get to see them a lot. But when we see them, it's nice, and so that's interesting. But they don't really know their little brother, which I find a bit sad at times because they don't come and
they don't have a sibling relationship.
Yeah. So that would be one of my biggest sad points about seeing is that they don't connect with him very well.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's just one of those things.
That could change in the future because children they grow up and then they start realizing the value once they start having family of their own,
right?
And they get out there in life, then they start to understand the value of family.
They start to realize the things that you were saying to them that you thought they were ignoring it. They actually heard it, but they kind of put it in the back of their mind. But then it comes to the front of the mind, like you said, your daughter's she has a blended family, so now some of this stuff is going to come back, which says, "Oh man, I really need to apologize to Terriane. I should be much better at that."
Yeah. She's she'll be herself. They're actually really beautiful, and it's just watching them live their lives, and we get to experience it with them. But our young fella, he's really. Full on. He's academically bright and very good at sport, and a bit like his mum.
How old is he?
16. So he's got a year and a half to go left of school before he heads off to college. So
very good. And then you guys will be empty nesters, a whole new challenge, a whole new chapter of life.
Do you know what? I got given some advice by one of my friends early on when he was about 12, actually, and she said to me, she had 2 girls and a boy, and she said, Terriane, I need to start preparing you. She said, because daughters never leave home. The daughters will always be yours. Daughters will always stay connected to their mum. But she said, you do realise you have to give your boys up. Your boys become... you no longer will be their number one because their partner will be their number one. Right. And she said, you have to be prepared to let them go. So I've been spending the last 4 years getting myself prepared. And I'll have to say I haven't mastered it yet. So I keep going, oh, come on, don't move too far away. Part of me's like, let him live his life. But I'm like, oh, but you might only one.
Yeah.
And he just laughs and shakes his head and walks off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So tell us, so now in your 18 years of marriage and the 3 children, is there anything in particular that you can say that helped you to work through the rough times? that worked for you?
He's Super Nanny.
The Super Nanny from that TV show, the Super Nanny from England. She was so good with the little guy, like Terriane said, she put me on the naughty map, but we would, and that's true. I did. I was being me, and she said, enough. Go sit out there and think about what you're saying and what you're doing, and so I did. But as far as learning how to communicate with the kids, because like for me, when I grew up on a farm, and the way we were brought up is if I wasn't getting hit, I was okay. So you get brought up on that sort of that upbringing, and so Dad and Mum were never very good at talking to us about as kids and that. And so when Terriane came from, and her background has got a very loving family, and they know how to talk to each other. And so I was having to juggle that. And so Terriane is very proactive, and she got on and found out this nanny, and learned how to actually get down and look in their eyes and talk to them when they're little. And then we would get we'd have a word like it was tissue for us. Like
Tissue box.
When one of us was starting to lose, get full and couldn't handle couldn't handle it anymore, we should say, "Do you need a tissue?" Which was my thing. That, hey, I've got this. You go have a break.
Yeah.
And that was really handy. That really helped me a lot, because otherwise, my background, my belief systems would kick in of how do you deal with this was only one way, and. And
it was the opposite to what I was happy with bringing our child up with. So that's why we came up with these little tools to tissue box. I've got it. You go take a moment for yourself. I've got it sorted. So we had little things, little cues like that. And I think your experience, I'm not speaking for you, but your experience raising our son was a lot different to his experience raising the daughters. And so I had to keep reminding him, I'm very different on how I'm approaching this to your ex-wife. So we're doing this differently, and Doug did come from I come from a Māori background, so my dad was Māori, and we had a very big family that even now when we have our reunions and that, I'm just so grateful for that family community and how they communicate and how they support each other, and I'm very aware that not a lot of people have that. And so even though I had a few things happen in my past. My dad actually passed away when I was 12. He was killed in a motorbike accident. So even I lost some of that stuff, but it was still part of my DNA and what I wanted to create in a family unit. And so bringing that in with Doug and how I was very clear on how I wanted to raise our son and make sure that he was growing up in that loving environment. I never wanted him to feel like he was unloved, ever. And so, that was always my number one thing.
All right. We're going to need to take another quick break. You are watching I Am Love Builder Show with Casper and Cheryl. When we come back, we want to dive into your different professions, right? So we'll start with Terriane when we come back. All right. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Texas is the future of money in Texas. Texas is a fast, layer 1 digital currency designed for generations of honest trade. In many ways, Texas is like Bitcoin. It uses blockchain technology, the decentralized public ledger, to record transactions. Texas makes it easy for anyone to participate in the digital economy. Like Bitcoin, Texas can be traded for other cryptocurrencies or cash. But unlike Bitcoin and other leading cryptos, Texas can only be digitally mined in Texas. Join us as we build the world's largest decentralized cryptocurrency mine. Put control of crypto back in the hands of individuals and away from mega corporations, banks, and foreign nations. With Texas we can leave the world a better place for our children and future generations.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and we're now going to share some of the things that these guys are into here. So the first one, Terriane, yours is yours. What's your website name? Oops, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Nobody can hear you. I couldn't hear you.
There you go.
What's your website name?
So I do have terrianeparma.com, but what I'm building at the moment is a community. So I'm on a school platform, and it's called the Super Conscious Switch.
Gotcha.
And what it's really about is, so anyone who's on the school platform, or if you're not on the school platform, head over to it and look up the Super Conscious Switch. And one of the things that I think I've recognized is with technology that's meant to bring us together, I think we're more disconnected than we've ever been. And I think some of the research in that I've been looking at is that you've got a lot of people out there who just want to feel like they belong to something or someone. And so I've really, probably particularly in the last 6 months, been really passionate about trying to bring communities together where they can be them authentically themselves. Because what I was finding in a lot of communities that I was participating in is that you could come along to these communities and you could join in so long as you agreed with whoever was running them. And so for me, I'm trying to build a community now where entrepreneurs, people that can come, have an opinion. And it's okay to have an opinion and to have differences of opinions, so long as you still keep in mind that differences of opinions to me are what give us the spice of life. But you can disagree and still be kind.
Right.
You can disagree and still get on together. You can disagree and, you can, because to me, it's like, well, hang on, that person's got a different opinion. There's something in there that I potentially can add value to me. So it's about teaching people, again, I think, how to find that part of themselves. And so so I literally have launched this on Friday. I've done a soft launch. I haven't actually done a hard launch on it yet. So hence, I've got 7 members in there, which are actually my work people that I'm working with at the moment. And I'm going to be launching it this week. So, if that interests people, then it's like, come and have some really good conversations about life, about journeys, about achievement. I'm very achievement focused on what's your next goal. Let's go get it. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Well, the timing is great, right? So we're kind of helping you launch this on our podcast. So
fabulous.
Absolutely. So the Facebook groups, a lot of those groups, like you said, they're started, and if you just try to have a conversation, they're like, yeah, that's not, we don't do that here. Okay, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's just about whoever started it, like you said, it's not about having a conversation at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the Super Conscious Switch is all about flipping the switch on getting people to stop problem thinking, stop sitting in their stuff, stop ruminating on all the issues that they've got wrong, but instead actually start living life by thinking about, well, what do you want in life? And let's go after that and let the rest of it all go. So that's kind of our chief aim that we're doing in the group.
So who would be your main type of person you're looking to join the group? Is there now, is it a free group, or are you going to be charged like a membership and stuff?
It is a free group at the moment while we launch. Once I get it up to 100 members, it'll then be a paid community. So those who get in now, it's free for life. So as long as they're a part of the community, whatever they come in on is what they stay on for life. So I'm kind of saying this is where I'm looking at getting the grassroots and some foundations and some really good people in there to start getting that up and going. And then we'll start, then I'll add a membership fee on it, because I also do live coaching in there. So once a week, I'll actually jump online with everybody and go, where are you stuck? Where are you having challenges? How can I help? How can we support you in your business? So the main people that we're working with are, I say spiritual entrepreneurs. So people who've got some awareness that there's something bigger and greater than themselves. They typically have done a little bit of self-help, and it's those ones who they know a lot, but they're still not getting the results. So they know what they should be doing. They know that, they know they've got to connect. They know there's a higher purpose. They know they've got to visualize, but something's still tripping them up, and they're not sure what it is, and they're still repeating some of those same patterns. They're probably the ones that are really loving the work that I'm doing in there at the moment.
Very good. Very good.
All right, that is awesome. We're going to take another break because we kind of ran long the last session. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to bring up Doug's website, and Doug, you can tell us all about the work that you are doing.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so let me just do some things here. I got to stop the sharing on that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to hear from Doug, and we're going to close out. All right, we'll be right back in just a moment.
Hello, everybody. Casper and Cheryl here. And guess what? We won our first year. And we win a Lanji Award. We can't thank you guys enough. We appreciate you.
Yes. Big shout out to my daughter, Shereen.
Thank you.
She voted every day, and she promoted our show every day. Thank you, Shereen.
And we thank all of you who voted. All of you who were watching the show, who gave us comments. We appreciate you. Those who we didn't even know were watching it, we thank you. Thanks, everybody.
It's awesome, guys. I appreciate you.
We love you.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, we are back with the I Am Love Builders show. Casper and Cheryl, we have our special MVP guests in studio, Doug and Terriane Peacock, right? Correct. Yep, I got it right. Okay. It didn't have it on the screen, so I'm like, oh my God, I'm panicking. All right, so I'm going to bring up Doug's site. And
I don't think that mic is on.
No, they're on. Oh, you guys are muted, but you're there. You're just muted. Your mic is muted.
You can hear us now.
Okay. All right. I'm going to look for your site. Mr. Doug, let's see. I think I have it here. Yep. There he is.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
cool.
So
just what I do is, because I've been a healer and coach since '96. Before that, I was a plumber. I had my own business, but I created this program here after doing all my NLP, hypnosis, and different, working with different shamans and things like that. And the reason it created is because people would go do a course and it'd be great for a couple of weeks, and then they would conk out. They'd go back to their old patterns. Mm-hmm. So conscious creating mastery is a daily program where I sit, and we do it actually this time of day usually is and we talk for half an hour, and because I'm so intuitive and I read the energy of the group, whatever's in the consciousness we tend to talk about. And there's training in there where we train you. I show you different patterns on how to become a creator, not a problem solver, and we unravel all the patterns of whatever you're doing. One of the things, and every Wednesday we do a healing on everybody. Every Friday it's or in America it's Tuesday and Thursday as a meditation. But I've had the group going for 5 years, since 2020. I started in 2020 to help people through COVID, and it's got like a 95% retention rate because people just get great value out of it, and they keep coming back because they said, Doug, how do you know what's going on with me? It was like you were talking directly to me. How did you know? And I thought, well, it's just what's in the consciousness. It's it's source energy just coming through, and I'm sharing the insights and the love that's just there, and they love it. So the group is it's growing. And the thing is, it's, like people say, oh, how much is it? It's $222 a month, but that's Australian. So I think it's about $170 odd US. Mm-hmm. But there's 5 sessions a week. You get and the sessions are at least half an hour to 45 minutes every day, 5 days a week. And
so the live, I'm going to jump in here, the live sessions that he's online live with them every single day.
Yep.
But people can come to 1 a week, they can come to 2 a week, or they can come to 5 a week. And I would say 80%, because it still blows me away, 80% of his members come to all 5. Wow. It's like the morning start to the day, or it'd be the afternoon for, he's probably got a 50-50 audience, 50 Australasia, 50 USA. But they come to every single day because there is typically something for them every day. And whatever he's talking about, I know some days I sit outside his office door and go, oh, this is for me. So I sit in the hallway and just go, oh, yeah, I needed this today too. And it's just something that helps clear the energy so that you can get on with your day and do it more powerfully. And the changes that his people have made, the results that they're getting now, just phenomenal. phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm his greatest fan, clearly.
I say.
That's good.
Do you use any tools in your trade, Doug? I just bought some tuning forks. Do you use tuning forks?
No, I don't use tuning forks. I'll use. I've got a little heart whistle thing that I'll use now and again that gets you at the right vibration. But for me, like I told you at the start, when I collapsed on a building site, I just awoken and I can see the vibration. Like I could look at you and I can see the vibration in you, and I sat with a beautiful shaman, and he taught me how to be so still that you can change the vibration by just adjusting your awareness of the love into that frequency. And so I use those tools all the time. That's getting that tools. And then I show people steps on how to love themselves or how to dissolve it. One of my greatest sayings is when people have trouble with somebody, the thing you got to remember is that they are the divine in drag. They are God in drag. They just got this suit on that they can't remember. And when you can look through it and see the love inside of them and see that light, man, they just all your irritations and conflict with them just falls away, and you're just left in love. And when people realize that, they are free. And that's basically what I do all the time with anything that comes up, and show people how to and hold them in that vibration so they learn to know it on a daily basis. So then they just skyrocket where they go. It's one of the most beautiful gifts you can ever get.
Is there any tip that you could give our audience? Obviously, we only have a couple minutes left and stuff. We're not going to give away all your trade secrets, but is there anything you can leave our audience with? It's just like, just do this and you feel a little bit better about yourself or your spouse or your kids or something.
Yeah, you've always got a choice. You can either choose to see a problem, or you can choose to be in joy in yourself. And when you are in joy in yourself, when you are sitting in joy in yourself, you can't be angry at the same time. It's impossible. and one of the things is you just, you sit in joy in yourself, sit in love in yourself, and you'll watch your mind will go, no, but that's wrong. And the tip that I'll give you is fear, scarcity, lack are like party. They come in and just raid the party. Mm-hmm. You have to invite love in. And that's why I say go into joy. When you've got conflict there, if you go into joy and love, all the negativity will fall away.
Yeah.
One thing that Doug says all the time, the darkness can never touch the light. So
right.
I often use that. So when somebody's stuck in their stuff, if you can sit in the essence of who you are, and I say a candle flame in my heart, and just turn that up, no matter what's going on for you, it's like when you come into a room, the darkness can never touch the light. All you need to do is turn the light on within yourself.
Right. Right. Yeah, we tell couples the same thing, but from a God spiritual perspective, is that look, if you're on the God love walk, the line that love line, it's hard to get into an argument with your spouse if you're on the love line, but it's real easy if you step off. Right?
Yeah.
But if you're on that love walk, it's I can't argue with Cheryl if I'm focusing on love.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. Very similar principles.
Yeah.
And I love what you say there. And if you're in love with them, and then you do end up thinking you've got negative thoughts, arguments, and you catch yourself, you're already back on the love line.
Right.
It's one of the biggest things that people, when they realize that, it doesn't matter that you fell off and you're having those kind of thoughts.
Yeah.
As soon as you're back on, in your words, the love line, you're already back.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. The past is gone. You're home again.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a beautiful thing.
Amen. I love it. Yeah.
So,
All right. Well, our time is just blown by, unfortunately. You guys are awesome guests and stuff. We'll probably need to have you back and stuff because there's a lot more we can unpack in this area. But we are so happy that you guys joined us on the show today.
Yeah, thank you. It was a blessing to be here. Thank you very much for having us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're so welcome.
Thank you. Blessings.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Give me 1 second here. I want to do what I want to do. Why is he doing that?
See, he doesn't want to let us go, Casper. That's why.
You've been watching I Am Love Builder Show, Casper and Cheryl, and our goal is for you to become MVPs, most valuable partners in your relationship. When you are working on yourself and your spouse is working on their self, you guys come together. Now you have something powerful that you can take to the marketplace or take to the world. So we're excited to have you with us, and we will see you guys on the next show as soon as I can find it. See you guys on the next show.